Okay, we ready to go? Okay. So, hi everyone. Thanks for joining, and thanks Iterations 2021 for inviting us for this crazy, amazing new ride where things are happening hybrid. So we've got Marie sitting. Oh, sorry, you have to pronounce the name of the space where the program is happening. Marie,
Excuse me. I need to pronounce
what,
what.
what the where you guys are sitting, what that space is called, because I don't want to like mispronounce it.
I just call it the studio, and it's like we like it's easier because like I'm French, so also like everything in Dutch is like I don't want to make any mistake on that either.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
so
And maybe you want to tell us the name of this place?
here the studio with Farah is working. It's called Zeesman, and
Okay.
like we're here for iterations, and I'm really happy to be there also with you.
And we got Anushka. I'm joining in from Udaipur, which is the west of India, and Anushka is somewhere in the center, right? Like north center.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I'll just quickly introduce you guys to what we are up to, and then we'll give a brief introduction of everyone who's joined. Just give me a second. Some of you might have been following this series called Coding with Friends. It was just a way for me to like introduce some of my maker friends to what coding can add to their workflows. But primarily, it was just a new way for us to look at what it means to use coding as a tool to like be together and just do something together. So as simple as when you're together and maybe you grab a bite to eat or have a drink, or maybe you guys make paper planes together or like draw together, or so it's just that same idea. And we are looking at how we could make that into something which could be sort of aired for everyone. So it's been an ongoing series of live stream, and specifically with women makers and creators. And I invite people to code with. Some of them are old friends, some are new, like Marie and
Mm-hmm.
Anushka. I've known through for a while now, and through the live stream, we learn a little about the guests and also look at a small, approachable project that we live code with you, and maybe you guys can kind of see where it goes for you. I'll stress this right now, and I have also told this to our guests today that uh, coding with friends is not about coming up with an output or a project. It's very much about doing it together. And if you're making dim sums together, the togetherness is more important than the flavor of the dim sums, because that is more exciting. So that is what we'll be doing today. And I'll just quickly introduce my two guests. Anushka has been on the stream before, so I'll first introduce Mari. Mari is sitting in Amsterdam at the venue, and she is a graphic designer who's been coding for the last 4 years. She's got a keen interest in looking at how the physical and digital resonate, and she's been working a lot with analog photography and AI. There are three projects which she has asked me to share with everybody. One is I'll just open the links, and I'll request Mari to talk a little bit about them.
Yeah.
But before we do that, I just wanted to give her a shout out because she's the one responsible for with Vera for the branding and all the posters and all the kind of social media stuff that you've been seeing with iterations. And So you can just start off now.
So yeah, basically the three projects that I'm gonna talk about today with you, I made them for my graduation from master degree that just happened last June. So it's also really fresh to talk about with a bigger audience than just a school team. And so, as you said, I decided to have a bit more of overview about images because it's something I really like, and also technical processes. So I really tried a lot of stuff during my school career, and I wanted to experiment a bit more of the technical aspects of everything. So I started with a printed editorial studies, and then I went into a bit more of coding and how to mix both of them. And I had a deep interest also with the analog images and the whole process, how to make images basically from the scratch, understanding the light and technical stuff. That leads me to think a bit more about what the future of images with technologies like AI. And I was really wondering with, for example, StyleGAN or just the GAN, Generative Adversarial Networks system, what is possible now and how they actually work. So basically this first project, I built it a bit as an introduction to talk about how that's working. And I wanted then to start with a database that is really various. It's like pictures I've been taking for like years that was just stored on my phone that I used to build a daily life database. And I then mixed them in the big StyleGAN coding system to have new images. From that, actually, you have like some really abstract images because they don't look alike and they're like really different. So the whole outcome is going to be really abstract too. And what I feel interesting is that it's then AI image built. And what does AI understand with AI images? So I was also wondering how to caption them, what's the relationship with text and images, and how it can also influence what you see from those images. And I found out that it's actually really funny because I have the first image, I have the first caption because it's me who made them. And after that, it's all in the loop of the coding system and what they will understand. And like, you can have, for example, on those images, they usually say there's a lot of birds or fire, and like it's really interesting to see how it can be used, because actually those captioning systems that are used in the everyday life too. When you use your phone and you check the caption for checking with meta keywords, it's just also those captioning system. And that's funny to see that even something that looks really basic for you, they can also mistaken it a bit. And like a cat can be a dog and a dog can be a cat in any other picture, even though you will see it's not. And I feel that's really funny.
And then there is this one, the image recognition one.
Yeah, this one is a bit of the same system, but like the next step. They wanted to only use portraits to see how it would work with StyleGAN, because like we've seen with the very various database, it's making abstract pictures. But what if I use only portraits? And then I collected actually selfies on Instagram because it's a social media. People post a lot online and a lot of their faces, because you kind of feel like maybe you have to also show yourself a bit online and see, hey, that's me, that's what I do, look at my face. And deep inside, I feel like there's something a bit weird with that, because we keep adding things, we keep making database growing for other people, and we have no idea what's becoming, like where they go, what's happening with our images, where my face is gonna be in a few years, and what's gonna be used for. And so I wanted to use those selfies I found on Instagram to actually generate a brand new population of Instagram users. It's like the next generation based on those people I was randomly taking just by the last updated picture with the selfie
Mm-hmm.
hashtag.
Yeah.
And what I feel interesting is that I decided to make also a face filter with that. So at the very top of this page, you have a video. It's me trying a face filter with those fake, so fake people, non-existent people. And I know like it's not gonna work in real life, and you can't use it forever on your face. But I wanted to have those kind of face filter also to let people question themselves why I wanted to then put a filter. Why would I hide my face if I'm already posting something online? And it's just for questioning those people, and then maybe let them also go through this way of thinking that when you post something online, you have no control anymore about what's going to happen with your content. And yeah, for this very last project, I worked with a good friend of mine. His name is Cédric Rossignol-Brunet. And we both share a really deep interest on coding and how to use code for making stuff. And he's more into text and I'm more into images. And we wanted to see how we could maybe perform to make a project together that's going to be a mix of both what we want to do later on. And so we also wanted to play a bit with what digital means, because like digital is used every day for everything. You have like so many different topics, and that at the end you don't even know what digital means anymore. And so we actually made a Python code to as a parser to grab news from daily news websites with a big list of keywords related to the digital world. And so we run that code for 15 days. I was grabbing the picture also. And from that on, we made this whole newspaper that we printed in offset in the school. And the whole content is actually about those fun or really focused on the digital world uh, titles. Because which is funny with the parser is that it will grab a string of character. And so, for example, the whole thing here is in French, though I'm really sorry for that. But for example, email, we had email in the box and it went with other words that are really not related with email, but it's then in the project too, because it's just a string of character that was used for taking the informations. And so for the images here that you see, it's same as for the very first project I did. I also used TileGAN to build them. And they're from the cover pictures of the articles. So it's also really abstract. And for example, this one, I feel like you can recognize a bit. It was when there's the whole media display about Trump and Facebook. Is he gonna be banned or not? So I have actually a lot of picture with Trump's face, and I feel they kind of showed up also a bit on the GAN images, which I feel is very funny because if you don't know, it's just like probably a random face that you even not recognize as a face at first. And they, for me, they actually really, despite the whole atmosphere of the digital news during those 2 weeks. And the typeface here, he made it. It's based on the OCR certainty percentage. So he scanned a whole book, a whole pages of books, and each character was yes or no fitting the box of, for example, is it the A 10%, is it the A 20%? And we decided to then use that to create the new typeface that is not certainly true for the glyphs. It's really playing with the mistakes of the code and how uncertain it can be, even though it's something written and functional.
Interesting. So, just for the sake of the people who have come in, I've put in a survey on the chat in YouTube. Just give us a scale of 1 to 5, how comfortable you feel with P5JS. 1 being little or not, and 5 being that you're an absolute ninja in P5JS. So that will give us a sense of how we can plan the rest of the session out. And then we guys can kind of unfold what we're trying out. Unlike my past workshops, sorry, not workshops, but streams, I do like tend to really delve into understanding the guest's work, but this time I didn't get much time. So just like Marie will have to riff with us, and I think that's the amazing thing about doing things with friends, that sometimes you meet new ones on the way, and then you have to learn with them to figure things out. Hey, Nadia, you're not a 2. You're definitely more than 2. And Nanditi also 1.5 is uh, being a bit don't be like that. 3, okay. I see some 3.5. That's good. Okay, I'm gonna wait for a little bit so we know what's happening. Hey, at his own pace, not -1. That's my husband, Agat. Okay. Okay, so that's a fair amount of lag between us and them, but okay, we wait it out. Okay, cool. Wait another second. So I'll give you a sense of what I was thinking about, and then Marie, unfortunately you have to just like punch in with us on this one.
Yeah.
But so a year ago, I mean, I always love PostNet. which is a library that allows you to like estimate people's like poses. We'll talk about it a bit more when we get into it. But I was thinking, because all of us were all only meeting online in these little rectangles, what it would mean for us to be able to use it together, and like to use body movements and their estimates together on one page, on one web page. So what we'll do today is we'll first learn how to add a webcam on a P5J sketch, and then from there we learn how to add PoseNet, the library, and then with the wizardry of Anushka, or we will be able to then layer them in a very beautiful way, and then sort of collaboratively play with how the PoseNet will work on that. So that last bit is more like a magic. So like try not to understand what the magician has done, rather enjoy the process, and the rest of it we'll work out together. So okay, so we have a fair bit of numbers, and maybe some people are saying 2.5, some people are 1, 1 - 1, and and threes, we got some threes as well. Uh, so yeah, so like we'll start off with the very basic. For this bit, we will have to turn the camera off on Zoom, but you'll see us again on the browser when I'm opening it. I guess Anushka and Mari can keep theirs on, unless you want to try it out. So for those who are like really uninitiated in P5JS, one second, give me a minute. Thank you. Uh, So P5JS is a framework that allows sort of easy use to JavaScript in to create like amazing creative coding stuff. And since many of you are obviously here for iterations, it's not something you're unfamiliar with, but it has a very simple and very usable editor, which is online and is very useful. I'm going to post that link here. If you want to use it, you'll have to first sign up so that your sketches get saved. But otherwise, it's up to you if you don't want to save things. That's all on you. Once the code's written out, you can just hit play, just like how you do in processing, and it'll share the code with you. So today we'll just do a very simple but fairly rushed understanding. If you need to know more, maybe you can just connect with me, or like just look at Dan Schiffman's videos. That's good enough. So I'll start off. I'll shut my camera now so you guys can then kind of see where I'm taking this. So I'm just going to make a global variable for a webcam. I can call it whatever. I can call it video if I want to. And I'll initialize it in the setup with create capture, and I'll say video in all caps. And when I hit play, it'll give me a video, but the video is underneath the sketch. It doesn't show up here. So a video is actually an HTML element, just like a canvas. So first we'll hide it here, and then through the image function, we'll bring it back into the canvas. So we'll use image and then video, and I want it to be on the top left corner, and then say maybe I want it to be a little bit smaller or something. So I can do video dot width by 2, so that will give me half the size of the original aspect, the original dimensions of the video that's pushed out to my webcam. This will vary for everybody depending on what webcam they're using. Now I have the camera in here. Now as any good P5JS facilitator will tell you, first thing that you want to learn is how to use, like, move it around with your mouse. And so you just, instead of 0 0, you just add mouse X mouse Y. It gives you like this fun little talking head. And then if you want to just like end your P5JS journey for life and just be really happy with yourself, just push background into setup and start using it like a paintbrush almost. So there are lots of possibilities just with video, and there's a lot that you can read up about it and know more. But for today's purposes, we'll just leave it at this. So now I'll just give you a brief sense of what PoseNet is. And then we will go into how we can adapt it to P5JS, sorry, and further into using it in our sketch. So TensorFlow JS is like is a sort of fairly well-known JavaScript-based library for machine learning built by Google, and they have a specific one called PoseNet, which is basically real-time human pose estimation. Now, pose estimation is nothing but the eye of the computer just estimating how you are posing. So as you can see, it just kind of allows it to follow the movements of the body, and there are about 17 key points which it takes on. So it starts with your eyes, your nose, your ears, and then your shoulders, elbows, wrists, your hips, your knees, and your ankles, heads, shoulders, knees, and toes. So this is basically how the library has been built. It's a very nice and fairly detailed but simply written article about it. If you feel like, you can read a bit more about it here. I've posted it in the chat. So the idea is that first it identifies, or at least tries to identify, if there is a person inside the camera frame. So there's a confidence level of like zero point 0.8, which is ranging from 0 to 8. So think of it like this, like, you're waiting for your friend at the railway station, and they're really far away. So, and you know that they tend to always wear this blue jacket, right? So you know that it's them, but they're really far away. So you may be like 50% sure that it's them. And then they come really close to you, and then you're like, say, 70% sure it's them. So that's your confidence about how far they are from you. And then they're really next to you, and then you're like 100% sure it's them. So that is what machine confidence is. It's, I mean, basically all of these words come from like a sort of kind of like what is it called, personification.
Yeah.
So this also is that. And then post that, what it does is it then estimates the poses. So here you can see it's trying to estimate that, okay, it's like 90% confident that it's the left elbow, and it's about 60% confident that it's the right shoulder, like this. So essentially it's kind of guessing. So like, and I mean, estimation is guessing, right? So that's what it's doing. uh, I've noticed that this article it has a very nice layered effect to it. So the more you learn about PostNet, and then if you read this article again, the more you understand about it, and it keeps like moving in circles. So you can kind of try that out if you like. And uh, uh, and then of course, like, there are more details about like how accurate and what model to use and how many people it can estimate. And here, I don't know who's this. Is this Federer? And a bunch of people at the back. So you can figure all that out as you go ahead. But how we'll use it today is through an ML5 library, which is also part of, I think it is part of P5JS, or maybe it's like kind of like an offshoot from the organization. That will give you a sense of easily using some machine learning libraries from TensorFlow in P5JS. So we are using this model called ML5. So ML5 links are here. So I'm just going to give ourselves a breather. And if people are trying making the webcam work, you can like tell me if you're having issues in the chat. And till then, I'll talk to Marie and Anushka a bit. I don't know what we'll talk about though, but we'll figure something out, I guess. So maybe Marie, you want to tell us where you're from and like how you started your coding journey? Because I know you're a graphic designer, so
Yeah. Well, I'm from France, and I had more of a printed parkour, and actually also what lead me to maybe get more into coding is that I had the chance to do an internship when I was around 19, 20. And in the graphic design studio, there was a really small team of 3 developers, and one of them was a woman. And I was actually really impressed because for a long time, coding is seen a bit as a men's world and not really accessible for women. and that makes me having the feeling that maybe I can also do that. And then I wanted to see what I can do with my background in printed design and going a bit more on coding and see how it's gonna turn out in digital world. And I feel that's how I really started there. And like I also had the chance to do my exchange, Erasmus exchange last year, actually in the Netherlands in Artes, and Vera was my teacher. And so
Oh,
like
okay.
yeah, and so like everything is so linked that makes me feel that okay, so really powerful women can actually do those stuff, and that's gonna be so great if I can be a part of that. And that's really how I went more into coding and seeing the potential at coding instead of focusing of my very previous background.
Mhm. Okay. Okay, so now I'll just take a brief instance to also introduce Anushka. I tend to like jump the gun and I forgot I had to introduce her. Anushka is also known as Ophelia.game on Instagram. Let me, how do I, इसमें copy नहीं होता है अच्छा sorry about going into Hindi, but I'll just post her Instagram here in the chat. And I don't know. I just very strangely like just found like started connecting with her on Instagram, and I think maybe we kind of met on the first online PCD India that had happened the year before. And she has some really amazing work, and just quickly share some of it here on the screen. And So she's been exploring shaders and text, and she has given me her bio, which I will read out. Okay, so she's a web developer and a technical art enthusiast, and she's been using coding as a creative means of creative expression, and she's been doing it through very amazing looking websites, and of course her shader sketches are really amazing too. And That's where I invited her to like teach us a little bit about shaders on coding with friends. She's been experimenting with text and archival platforms, and she did some really amazing experiments with at his own pace in Draft, which where we did a exhibition called Free Fall, and also did a set with on Algorithm India's third anniversary party, which is organized by Koparzi, and she has also been sort of very instrumental in organizing PCD India 2021, and has written a very wonderful blog post on Processing Foundation's Medium about the whole event, which is very fun to read. And maybe you can share that link, and I'll share it with everyone in the chat.
Oh yeah, I'll share that.
Mm-hmm. And uh, and thanks, Ilithia is messaging me on Instagram and saying that she's looking in, and I saw the little notification. I'm very excited. And Ilithia is going to be performing tomorrow in the live coding event, if I'm not wrong. She and Eliza do these very wonderful shader stream tutorials online on Twitch. And she told me what she's doing. So let me also tell everyone. Did you already post the link there, or do you want me to post it here from here, Anushka?
Yeah, I'm just searching for the link. Sorry, just give me a sec.
Okay. So I'm doing a plug for Ilithia's live coding session tomorrow, which is like I think in the break, where she's doing painting with shaders while doing a little bit of music. I don't know if I got that right. So, and then she's told me it's more of a performance like Bob Ross, but without the talking. So, Anushka, I know you will be very excited about
Oh my God,
that.
yeah. Whoa, yay.
So that should be fun. And Anushka has shared the link here.
I've shared it on YouTube as well, but it seems to not be like you can't.
I've okay. We'll figure it out, I guess. Maybe we'll take out all these links from the chat and share them with people later. Yeah. So more of Anushka stuff here, and she has a GitHub which she asked me to share, which I'll do as well. So some of these very like beautiful structures are all made in shaders. I really don't understand how it works, but like I can still revel and awe about them. So, and okay, I'll add it here. All right. So now we'll get a bit into PostNet, and then we'll see where it goes from there. So so ML5 has a sort of library that you can use, and if you're new to using libraries in P5.js, which I struggled with a lot while I was trying to learn P5.js, is that firstly you have to add the library in your HTML. Oh, this is not my code. Wait, hold on. Sorry, many tabs are open. Okay. So so as you can see that I've already added this library here, which you can just listen. How do I move this zoom thing on the top, because I can't see my tabs? Is there a way to move it?
I think you could minimize it, bring it up later if you want.
Okay, no, that's not working for me. Okay, anyway, wait, forget it. Array. Okay, so we have got this already set up, but I'll just give you an understanding of how you need to run this. Maybe I'll make a new code here. So the first thing to do, of course, is to add the library here, which I'll do. So this is in the head of your HTML, and then you move back here, and then you can do a let video for your webcam, and then let poses, I think. Sorry, oh, let PoseNet. So that will initialize it. And then I think let poses, which is a empty array. Okay. And so first thing I'll do is I'll initialize my camera. So that's the same again that we've already done. You do create capture with video in all caps. And then you hide the video and bring it back up here like so. So I'm not going to make it smaller or anything. I'll just leave it the way it is. So I'm not going to give it any specific width or height. Okay. Oh, so now I need to shut my camera again. Sorry. So it's kind of here. Okay, so we've got the video running, and now we need to get the ML5 code going in this. So here in this website, you'll observe that there is a PostNet section where you can learn a bit more about initializing the library. For people who are not very well versed with coding or are just learning, I would urge you not to be stressed about all of this and just go right at the bottom and look at the examples and play around with it and figure things out. Because unless you like try it and experiment and fail, you'll just feel like, oh, this is too complicated and I don't want to use it ever in my life. So what it's just doing is that it is taking your video and it's just telling the code that, okay, read it, understand it, and tell me something about it, which I'll tell you later what it is. You need something called a callback. So this is a callback is in the easiest terms. It's like, while I'm doing this, make sure something else is happening. So it's like, while I'm boiling the pasta, make sure that I also have the sauce running, something like that. So this is not always necessary a callback, but like this is a very like random analogy, but I'm sure people will tell me that it's wrong as well. So you just need to kind of give a callback, and right now we are just telling it that, okay, just tell us if the model is running, and then you start listening to the poses and try to estimate where they are. There are two ways to call it. Either you can do postnet.on, and there's another way which is PoseNet, which is the other one that you used, Anushka, dot multi-pose or something?
Yes, there's one
Okay.
for single per pose, and then there's one for multi-pose.
Okay.
For
So
images.
for the example now, I'll just do it with this dot on, and then you can explain a bit more about it in the main sketch. Right. Okay. So I'm just gonna this is the code I need now, which I'll initialize in the setup. Am I okay? I'm in some other place where I shouldn't be here. Right. So, Marie, when you were using your face mask, that filter app, were you using CLM tracker or were you using it on Instagram filters?
I was using the app made by Facebook also, just like also to have this big talk about it, made Spark AR. So
Okay.
it's like you can then upload it on Instagram also if you want to use it for other people.
Mm-hmm.
And I felt it was then quite funny to use something on Facebook against a bit of this whole Facebook system.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So basically, I'm just going to do this in the console log, and you'll see the kind of results that it gives. Yes, I am. Anushka, it's okay, right?
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
I can do. Yeah, yeah. Oh, oh, I didn't do model loaded. Sorry, just I will look at that. Oh, okay, okay. So now my computer's kind of being a bit of a stress ball, but okay, we'll figure it out. So there's nothing happening here, but you'll observe that in the console log, it's kind of giving me some kind of data. And I'll just shut this a bit more for the moment. And so it's giving me an estimation of one person. So in the array that always starts at 0, and the score, which is basically how confident it is about me as a person before it can see my body points, is that it's about 42% ish sure. I don't know how everything's going in the. Okay. Hide the floating panel. What is this? The chat panel? Okay. Maybe it'll work now.
Oh yeah, I think it's gone.
Okay.
Or
Can you send the link of the PoseNet website? Yes, I can. Okay, now it's fine, I guess. So it's kind of estimating that it's at 40%, and then it's giving me all the key points that it's observing, like nose, eyes, whatever, and also an X and Y location and a confidence, like okay, it's 99% sure that that's my nose or whatever. So this is a sort of simple. I think if you see X and Y, you automatically understand that okay, you can draw that on the canvas. It's not impossible in that sense. So we will now look at the rest of the code, which I've already got ready here owing to time. So tell me in the Facebook, so you had this thing, Marie, on your sketch with the drawing, like this one.
Mhm.
This one, so where is this from?
Those points are actually the face points that are used about Spark AR. So it's
Okay.
I use those also to show exactly what are the key points for them, and what I was really supposed to pay a big attention when I was making the face
Okay.
mask.
So it maps it on the face, basically.
Yeah. It's
Okay.
like
All
it's
right.
kind of making a 3D model on the face. So even if you turn a bit your face, it's still mapping on your face.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so Asha, now before we go ahead a little bit, because now we know that okay, this is stop. What is wrong with the computer today? Go on. I just like I thought maybe we'll I also wanted to know, Marie, a bit about like, why is it that you print everything in the website and then put it here, like here?
You mean will I print them
Uh-huh.
as books?
Yeah.
I wanted to be able to share with people around me.
Uh-huh.
And
Okay.
most of my friends are actually really not into coding, most of them. And I feel for them and for a lot of people, it's sometimes more accessible to have something physical they can check and
Mhm.
maybe make a break or having a pause, just like, okay, it was a lot to understand. Now I can go back at it.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
also, I feel it's really interesting to be able to combine both stuff because
Okay.
I feel like web, you can sometimes break it in a way and it won't last forever for some codes. And I feel like having some kind of archiving that is printed, you
Yeah.
can still see what happened before and you can still like keep it for yourself, even though maybe the online version is not functioning anymore.
Yeah. And this is something that sort of is it a very like a critical part of your practice that you've been using a lot of like printed material and things like that? Because
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
mostly whatever we feature today has been sort of print oriented.
Yeah, I really like also having something in my hands. I don't know, it's maybe just like me, but I enjoy being able to make something online on my computer and kind of having the thing after that in my hands. And it really feels nice to just be able to hold it, even though it's first probably on my computer.
Okay, makes sense. Okay, cool. So I'll just look at what's happening in the chat. Are people okay? Smart to print as books. Okay, so people do like it. Can you send the please send the link to Anushka? I think I already posted it in the chat, or did I not? Okay, wait, I'll do that.
Oh, I'll do it.
Okay. Yeah, so we've set up the postnet now, and it's where is that code? Yeah, so we've set it up now to kind of observe if people are in it. So what I want to just quickly show you guys also is, let me pull out a picture. Hey, hey, Nanditi, it's going to be you. It's going to be your picture. Sorry. So, oh shit. She sent something from there and it escaped. So, so it's like not just one person. The camera can actually estimate more people. So you can see now in the console log, it's kind of estimating that it's kind of 3, 4, 5, maybe, I don't know, like it's trying to guess. And I have this poster in my background, which is also like kind of human body parts, which Agat got from Berlin, I think. And you can observe that this also has like some poses that it's kind of taking. So like the ankle and hands and whatever. So maybe once we draw the key points, we'll see if it works on the poster also. So yeah, so we've got this going, and we want to now draw those poses so that we can kind of do something interesting with it. So I've got the same bit of code here, it's just a little bit differently written out. And for the poses, we've built a small empty array, which will allow us to kind of access those particular points and get those key points. So here we just made a loop for the poses. So once it starts accessing those points, it will give us a loop, which is poses square bracket I, and each of them had a pose in it, which was here, as you can see, if I open the console log. So it's like now we have an array which is called poses, and to call something inside the array, we have a poses dot poses. So that gives me the first one and the second one and so on. So we've then and then it also had a key points, which is basically starting at 0, which is your nose, and left eye, right eye. Is my voice echoing somewhere?
I think it's fine.
Okay.
I hear a bit of echo, but I don't know where it's from.
Okay, sorry. Yeah, so it will give you all the points and then how confident it feels about observing them. And then so there is like, so now you're inside dot key points, and then dot position, and then X and Y. So that's what we need. Basically, we need those X and Y positions. So this is an existing bit of code that we are using, but I can just share this sketch in the chat as well, so you can read through it a little bit if you're interested. And then what it's doing is it's accessing those key points inside the array. And then it says that if the confidence that the key point is more than 0.2, which is like 20%, that's very low, but just give us an ellipse for those particular X and Y key points, and at a 10 and 10 radius, just like a little circle. So I'll just hit play now. Hopefully it works. So I'm just worried now this is going to get so slow, Anushka, when we do the final one. So there you go. So now you can see that it's got like my ears, my nose, my eyes, and it's also trying to access my body parts as well. Wrists, shoulders, I guess maybe a bit of the hips. I don't know if I do a little jump. So yeah, so it's giving you those poses. And then of course, we know a little bit about the basics of P5. So it's not very difficult for us to like change out how big this circle will be, or if it's a circle or is it an ellipse or something like that. Sorry, not an ellipse, a rectangle or something. So like say if I were to change this out to 20, then very slowly you would see something happen.
Oh, I think you muted yourself, Ambika.
So now you have the bigger like clown-like points, but you can kind of like play around with a little bit, or like do other things. So this is particularly to like get all the key points. This is just a simple way for you to start off, but there are ways to kind of specifically just get 1 or 2 or 3 points, which we'll get to now. So now I'll talk to you a bit more about. Wait, we have this written somewhere.
I think I'll go through P5 live.
Yes,
Maybe,
you have to
yes.
go to the finance.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, we're going pretty okay in terms of time, or are we? I don't know really. I think so.
I think we are, yeah.
Okay. Okay. So we'll look at. I'll switch this off and put my camera on, and you can talk a bit about P5 Live. And before you talk about P5 Live, can you please tell us what you're up to in C3, so people can know what's happening in the world of creative coding in India?
So C3 is this fellowship that I'm a part of. It's like a 1-year long fellowship where a bunch of artists, developers, and a lot of like people from different fields, we're trying to make open source software, tools, resources, basically stuff that's open source, that can be shared and remixed by anybody from anywhere else without obviously the financials and having to pay something. And it's done by this organization called Fantastic. So we just had the first pitching session a few weeks back, and lots of people. So we're basically looking for collaborators. There's project pitches and people putting out what they want to make, and then you can sort of join in these different projects, depending on what you think you can contribute to it. Hi, Nanditi.
Don't tell anyone I let you in.
Yeah, we're not on a stream. We're not live at all.
Okay. Okay,
Yeah, so
cool. Yeah, but I can still hear that echo. I don't know where it is.
I think maybe it could be my mic. Is it going away when I'm muted?
Is your YouTube muted?
Yeah, my YouTube is muted.
Okay. Oh,
I just
okay.
came in to say you guys need to make someone the moderator because none of us or none of you are the owners or the mods, so no one is seeing the links that you guys are sending. Like, we were also sending some links, but no one.
Okay. So I don't know how we can do that.
And there's no echo at our end. Like on YouTube, there's no echo.
It's
But
fine.
just
Okay.
check if the stream is on or something.
Okay. Maybe we'll request to look at it.
Oh.
Maybe you can make someone a mod. Can you just put that in the chat then, Anditi? Maybe someone can help us out.
Yeah.
Can make me or Anushka.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
sure.
could do that.
Okay. Okay. So tell us a bit about how your journey is changing over the last year, since you've now built a bit of a community around what you're doing, Anushka, and things that are kind of where is the world of shaders taking you now next?
I think not that I've built a community, but like I'm so overwhelmed that I've found this wonderful community and all of you wonderful people also in India and everywhere else. And uh, before I started on this journey before the lockdown, I kind of had very few expressions of, and I didn't even consider myself to be a creative because I'm somebody who's coming from a very technical background. So it's always been very hard for me to accept that I could be artistic. And this whole journey, I think, has helped me become more comfortable with the term of like a visual artist. I'm not there yet, but like I think I'm sort of on the way. Um, yeah, and such a nice way of also thinking about technology, because a lot of us people who are technically advanced, so to say, we don't really think about it critically and why software is developed the way it's done. So getting that perspective, I think, is also like opening my mind to a lot more things.
Can you tell us a bit about how like workflows are changing now, like with so much tech? Because here there is still a bit of a divide. We find that graphic design is still very much graphic design and code is very much code. I think it's slowly coming together, but it's not still there. Is it different in Netherlands? Like, is creative coding much more like involved with graphic design? That's for you, Marie.
Yeah, Marie.
Wait, I was like, I noticed that some people have on the YouTube problem to access the files, or they want to see if they can like have the code already. So I was reading on that. Sorry, I kind of missed the question then.
Do you have access to the YouTube? Like, can you make somebody a moderator?
No, I can't do that. I can only read what's written there.
Okay.
But I have no access, personal access.
Okay, maybe we'll just like request the team to share the links in an email or something.
I'm just trying to send Anne a message. So over
yeah,
here.
okay. I'll try to WhatsApp her. Maybe she's running around for other things. Okay, so we'll move on a bit. So last year I was looking at something called P5 Live, which I didn't really like wrap my head around. But I just was interested in looking at what it would mean for all of us to come in uh, as webcam squares or rectangles on a canvas, and one P5 model, P5 PostNet model loads on the whole thing. And what would that like collaborative exercise be for us? Because we were all anyway meeting in this rectangular format, and we are not physically meeting. But PostNet as a model allows you to, like, I don't know, take up to 20 people, in fact, and by default it allows 5. So what would it mean for us to like do that together as a group? So take it away, Anushka.
Yes, so just briefly to give an introduction about P5 Live Media, it's a very simple way of many people, if you open a single sketch, you will notice that you're running your own version of that sketch in your own browser. So you don't have access to something that the other person might be doing with that same sketch at the same time. But this library basically allowed you to share any type of data. It could be your video capture, it could be a canvas, or it could also be other kinds of data with people who have who have that sketch open right now with you.
Okay.
So that's a very
So
simple way of all of us sharing our feed like we are maybe on Zoom right now or anywhere else.
okay. So I'm just going to quickly open that example, and you, me, and Marie, we will all join on the original one, like the example from P5 Live Media, and then look at where it takes us. Yeah, okay, this one. So you'll all have to like shut the webcams here. Yeah. And so, hey, cheater, got two of them. Okay. So this is the main idea, and this is basically it's part of WebRTC, which allows for like peer-to-peer communication. This is also a version of the technologies that you see on P5 Live, Ted Davis's P5 Live. I think, I'm assuming co-coding is probably a bit of WebRTC, and I don't know, maybe some other very interesting projects because they're using a fun thing. So like, so if like maybe we can hi-fi Anushka, like I don't know if like it's like this way. So
Oh yeah, you should do that. Oh shit, I'm totally losing it. Sorry.
Okay. So anyway, so this is a simple format that's being used, and well, simple for those who can use it. But in general, what it does is that it's using another library called P5 Live Media, and P5 Live Media is building kind of a room, and in that room, in a grid, you can have 9 people or 9 like logins of sorts, and they're all pushed to like an array, and that's why you can kind of manipulate how they look on the screen. So this is what we are using today for the next part. Before that, I'll just show you the old example. Maybe one of you can join in on that also, which I called NoseNet.
Okay, so shall I share this link on the YouTube chat?
Yeah, if you can, please. but we should leave it now before someone else joins in, and like the browser just goes berserk. Or maybe leave it like okay. So then I'll share this with you as well. Share. But I'm sure people can still see the links here. So can either one of you join in this? Maybe Marie?
I'm coming. It's the
And
last
I
one.
sent you a new link, yeah. New
Oh,
link
okay, great.
on the chat. Hey, thank you for making mods. Hey, friend. So you can see that it's kind of giving you the nose estimate of PostNet, and you can kind of draw things with it, and maybe like we'll be closer to each other if we touch noses. But so I was thinking, okay, what would it mean for this to be then in a grid like of maybe say 4-5 people,
Mhm.
and what that would mean, and then maybe someone's doing something here, and then there's a bigger thing forming on top, like a drawing almost.
Yeah, like making the bigger picture.
Yeah. So of course, when I share something like this with Anushka, she just makes it better. So now we'll just like look at what she's been up to, and then she can give us a sense of how she did it, and then we'll do a little bit of conversation because we are at the 1 hour mark now, and then see where it goes from there. Okay, sorry, it's loading. Okay, so now what Anushka has done is really something super cool. I will share the link.
Please stop hyping it up. People will be like,
It is so cool. Why are you unhyping it? I think both of you can join there. Oh, and we've got Anne as well, and some other people. I don't know how they've joined. Who are these people, and how did they get this link?
oh, I think, even people who are on the sketch,
But there's no one on the sketch.
the P5 sketch that we shared on YouTube.
They are also on the same.
Yeah,
Aha, okay.
because
So this is pretty cool.
right. Oh yeah, even I didn't.
Oh, the server is the same.
Yeah, because it's a public server, right? And the room name is
Yeah,
same. So everybody in the
same.
same room is.
Okay, so shall we just change the name of this room?
Yeah,
Arbitrary.
sure.
No.
We could.
That was pretty cool to see some strangers on it. I'm gonna shut some tabs now to bring this into.
Oh, Ambika, you're muted. If you're trying to.
Oh, do you want? I was just waiting for you guys. There you are. I don't know why it wasn't refreshing for me. Okay, so something is happening, but is it working for you guys? I think it's stuck for me.
Seems to be
Maybe you want
working.
to close off a bit of links. It's working for me.
Yeah, I've closed a fair number of them now. Oh, but some people are still there. How is
I
that
think,
possible?
I sent the glitch link on the
Through
chat.
chat. Okay.
Wait, I could
Okay.
just copy, remix this, and then that would be
Yeah,
like
yeah,
my
yeah, yeah. Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. Should we want to
sorry.
do it or
Yeah,
that's
I'll do
okay.
it.
I think they're getting somewhere also, which is quite funny. Hi, Jyoti. I see her also. This is really cool. Okay, so while this is happening, uh, tell us a bit, Marie, about like how you're using the AI. Are you using Runway or like is it you're using code or like how do you do it?
Usually I'm using Google Colab because I have a not that powerful computer.
Okay.
So it's also quite challenging because you have it's like the whole process is something.
So, and did you know how to use Colab before before, I don't know, did you learn it in a class or did you just learn it
No, no,
on your
no.
own?
I just jumped on it by my own. I really wanted
Okay.
to make that work, and I actually spent a few months trying to understand the process because
Okay.
I had no one around me that knew how to make it work.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I also feel like there's a really good community on coding
Mm-hmm.
and especially on GAN systems
Mm-hmm.
because there's a lot of forums and people making articles on how to use it on Colab. And actually, like something was not working for me when with the code I found online and like the whole step-by-step thingy. And
Uh-huh.
I actually reached that person and we had such a long conversation and almost every day we were trying to fix the problem. And that was
Mm-hmm.
actually really nice because you feel that you're not alone. It's like a really big community just helping you to make
Yeah.
it work and grow more on coding. And even though like it's something small maybe, but
Yeah.
it's just amazing to see that you can reach people from everywhere and
Yeah,
make it
it's so
happen.
so true. Yeah. Yeah, we've also had like some amazing experiences like this. Like Anushka's helped me a lot, and Praveen like he's impolite on Instagram, or like Cooper Z, like you have a question and like Shailendra, you just like ask them and then they're like, okay, for the 357, these are the ways you can do it. And the really good thing about it is that the community is also like they're also like figuring things out for you, so it's that that in your mind you always feel like, oh, they if you ask someone a question they'll have a condescending tone and they'll not help you, but that's not the case. At least with the creative coding community, people are really like open and free to share things. I don't know if it's the same for you in where you are, Marie.
Yeah, it feels the same. Like I really feel it's kind of a big family. If you are in trouble, like they can help you, and I feel it's great.
Yeah, so true. That's a very, very nice analogy. I like that, like a family. Uh, okay, so there's some funny things happening, like Zoom failures people are talking about on the chat. But everyone is like having fun with that particular code. So Anushka, maybe you can give us a rundown a little bit about how you like figured out the process, and then in the end, like why did you think that that onion skin was working so well, and how did you come to that? Let's just talk about it a bit. I think you guys can show your faces on the on the Zoom now.
Oh yeah, yes, I can see Marie.
Okay.
Oh, you meant like okay, clearly.
Yourself, yeah.
Okay. So wait, I need to open up this code. So what we're doing here is, first of all, we're loading up our own video, and then we've made a room using P5 Live Media, which is helping to get other people who are also in the same room.
Okay.
And after that, we're trying to like display. So you could do tons of things with all of these different videos that you have. You could show them in a grid like Ambika had shown before. And this idea of tint was basically, I've been reading this book, I forgot the name, by Lev Manovich, and in there he's talking about a few works where the alpha channel is something that people have been using recently to sort of make these digital compositions where pixels are blending into each other. And so from that, I thought, what if we overlay the different videos on top of each other? How would PoseNet then recognize?
Is it this article?
It's a book. Let me find it and share the link.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. So, why don't I should know more about things. I don't know enough about people. Is this him?
That is him, yes.
Okay. Okay. So, so basically now there is a function which is drawing the pose for the nose and the left wrist, which is called onto a new buffer frame, right? Is that how it's working? So, Marie, do you know what a buffer frame is? I don't know how much of processing and P5 you use.
I wouldn't know exactly how to explain it.
Okay, but you know, like create graphics. Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
Okay, so you do know it. For those like me who are a little uninitiated in these things, what it does is that you can kind of let's say create a separate drawing totally, and this is your main sketch, and then at a certain point you can just call on to that buffer almost. Is that the right way to explain it?
I guess so.
Yes.
Yeah, and then this needn't be the same size as the canvas. This could actually be even a tenth of the size, and then you can scale it up, scale it out, multiply, whatever. So this is like a quick way, specifically in 3D, to add it as a texture, or like it's almost like in Photoshop, it's like adding another layer in a sense, right, Marie? Would you feel that as a that makes sense?
I would feel it's like kind of a model to be used.
A model?
A model, yeah. I imagine like a bit of a model when I'm talking about buffer.
Okay.
So, like, I don't know if it's the best way for people to picture it, but I imagine it like that.
Like a 3D model, like a real model?
No, not like a 3D model, but like more like a kind of master, if you want, like something that is defined, but that you can then implement somewhere else.
Like a blueprint?
Like did you say blueprint?
Yeah. I would say also that would fit the explanation in my head.
Okay. Yeah. So that's what Anushka has done. She's called in, I think, nose and left wrist into this separate frame buffer, which is then where is that tint? Okay, so and then this is on top of the video layers that you see, right, Anushka?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, so this allowed us to.
Adding
Sorry, go ahead, please.
some transparency and then laying the video on top of that, image on top of that.
Okay, all right. So and then so that's why it's so, and it's got a background, so that means it is refreshing, right?
Mhm.
But why do we still see the trail if it is got a background already? Because of the low opacity?
No, the PG, that buffer is just for drawing the pose net.
Okay.
So all of the whatever pose net is getting, that's being drawn on that buffer.
Okay.
And before that, on like when we're looping through all the videos, we're just drawing the videos on top of each other with some transparency. And then on top of that, we're drawing what PoseNet is giving us in another buffer. And that is an image is being put on top of everything else.
Okay. Okay. So we are at 1:15 now. Okay, sorry, I'm
When you
just
said
also trying to
layers,
track.
it really makes sense to me as well, even though I've never used Photoshop. I think layers is also like a good way to think about and also remind you of cake.
Cake, layers of cake.
Yep.
Okay, cool. Okay, so and then I think you added something with the frame count. Can you tell us why you did that? Like, what was the reason?
So when me and Ambika were talking about this, so this idea of using one PoseNet was Ambika's. I think she's given a lot of credit to me than it's required. But like we were thinking about how to combine all of these different videos. So one model could run on it. Otherwise, 9 models would just blow up my laptop. And so we thought maybe first of all to combine all of that in one stream. So combining all of these different pipes, as you can imagine, into one pipe, and then maybe running the model on that. But that we figured would get a bit more technical, and we clearly didn't know how to do it. So so this idea I think came to both of us, that what if we could just overlay them on top of each other using P5 and then just use that image to run PoseNet on. And sorry about my video, it's getting a bit dark here, so let me just turn on some light.
Yeah, sure. Go ahead. Okay, cool. So now I don't know how much time we have left and how much energy people have to listen to us anymore. So I've already shot off in the chat that people can start asking questions. But Marique, would you like to add something simple to this sketch so that you sort of feel like you were involved and not just like sitting around? So because we weren't sure how things would go, so we did prepare it a bit in advance, which is very unlike other coding with friends that we tend to do. So maybe you'd like to think about something that you'll add, and I can run you through the code if you find something specifically you're not able to understand.
Well, I think related a bit to the topic I was talking about in my project, maybe like instead of pointing the nose, pointing the eyes, and make like a line that would join both eyes. And then it would actually, when you move, keep a bit of that line. So it was also making maybe like a big blurriness over this space area.
Yeah, that
That's
would be
such a
pretty
cool
cool.
idea.
Oh, nice. That's a good one. But like now, Anushka, you have to run us through how we do this stuff. So this is basically like each person has this line, right?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
And that would make like a big blurry image of no eyes people.
Okay.
So I think where the array is where we're specifying nose and left wrist.
Okay.
We could just do left eye. I don't know exactly what the names are.
I think it was left eye and right eye.
Yeah. With the second word might be capital.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm not able to type on this. Let me refresh it.
Oh, is it?
Let me see. Maybe it's just something. Are you able to type on it, Marie?
I will just do a try. No, not either.
No.
I can read it, but I can't type.
We'll do a request to join project. On the left, there's a button.
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah, now are you able to? Sorry about that.
Yeah, no problem.
They say now I'm able to edit, so that's nice.
Okay.
It's just reloading.
Are you able to edit now, Ambika?
I'm waiting for it to load.
Okay.
So did you printing the books make sense? Did more people use your printed book, or what you were talking about, Marie, that you printed out some of the books?
Yeah. It's just like I feel it's a good way to sharing also, as keeping well. I really like the fact that the web is a sharing tool for me mostly, but like I also know that not everyone is really into going online to do the researches, and more than once I happen to meet people that actually don't want to read any article online and want to have them printed to read them. And so like I can totally imagine that it's a way of sharing that has to be considered also for the people that want to learn more about those online stuff without really having to be online.
Yeah. Okay. I'm looking for the nomenclatures. They don't all say, they are not all here, but as far as I recall, I think it should just be left eye and one second. Sorry, some much noises here. Okay, sorry. So I guess maybe you'd like to change that out, left ear, right ear. Oh, sorry, eye. Marie, in the code, are you able to?
Yeah, it just finished loading. I can maybe check now.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so where was that?
I think line 79. You guys are able to edit now, no?
Yeah, I'm able to.
Okay.
She's waiting for it to load.
Yeah, it loaded 79, you said? Okay, I will check that.
What is this whole question mark thing that you've done in 87, Anushka?
Yes, so I think that is a way of checking if that pose is available, if that's not undefined, then what to do, and then if it's not, what to do. It's like a shortened form of if statement.
Okay, so it only does it for one person, like poses 0 means it's the first pose that it identified?
I think so.
Okay, so it's only one.
Right?
Currently, it's only like, so that means it's only identifying one person on the video feed.
Right. So poses is an array which has like all of the people.
Yeah.
So
one
it,
sec,
and people have.
Yeah. So like if it is poses 0 and poses 1, poses 2, then it's like one. So it's 3 of us.
Okay.
And then inside that, the key points then have their own numbering. But I think you're calling them by the name.
Yes.
Okay, now I think I can see Mari is able to access the code 79.
So I'm going to try and loop over all the people that are there.
Okay. Jigyasu is asking, isn't it ternary operator? Oh, I think it's for
Yes.
that question mark thing. Okay.
Yeah, it's called ternary. Like geek speak.
This will
I
work.
should not got this pose because no dot pose. Let's just for safety. I think this should work.
This should work.
Maybe
Okay.
if it shows us.
Okay, then maybe we need to shut our cameras here and
Yeah.
try. Okay. Okay. So I guess it's reading. Yeah, now I think it's reading all of us. I'll go a bit on the side.
Yeah. I think it is. Let me go this side.
Once I went in on the side, it stopped doing it though. Okay.
Is there a way to see console on this
On glitch,
glitch?
I just opened the preview in a different tab on the glitch.me link,
Okay.
and then just
And
open
then
the console.
normal
Yeah.
console. Okay.
Yeah. This 1.5 hour mark, this is when like people become very silent on the stream, like both there and like us on this on the on this side of streaming. Sorry.
I think it's identifying all the 3 different people.
Yeah.
Yes,
But I think at some point I think it's also that it's getting confused because now they're all in the same buffer. So like we are all one on top of each other. So like, so that's like maybe why we need to kind of think about how we are sitting in on the camera, and then maybe, okay, Mari, you're in the middle, and Anushka just pick a side. I don't know. Or Anushka in the middle. I don't know.
I'm going this way.
No, it thinks we are all Mari.
Can you see me?
Pardon?
Can you see me? Yeah, you can see me.
If we put Perlin noise in it, Jigasu, the computer will just like blast off into space. Okay, so
Do we
maybe
want to do that line thing?
yeah,
Make a
let's do it.
Try.
So how should we?
So basically you'll have to do left eye XY and right eye XY, right? For a line. So, oh, but then how would you do that for, maybe then it's not in the inside part, is it?
Yeah, maybe also it's not gonna be a circle but more of a rectangle.
Yeah, we can do line also.
Oh yeah, nice.
Yeah, okay.
I did something.
So I guess in the first 87 line, maybe in that loop. Oh, okay, you're doing it fresh.
So I'll just, so we go back to it. So I'll remove this thing. So for all of the poses, you want to get out the left and the right.
Yeah.
Shall I do the left eye, right eye?
Yeah, whatever is, yeah.
Amika, you'd have to help me on this.
Yeah, do you want me to help you type, or do you want me to help figure it out?
No, like where is it going to be? Is this right? P dot pose and then left, right? No, left eye.
1 second, I'll just check in the documentation. Yeah, you can do pose dot left elbow, pose dot whatever, and then it will give you the X and Y's based on that. So left eye dot X and left eye dot Y.
Okay. So we want to then make a line from left eye dot X.
Yeah, and maybe.
Oh, nice. It's starting.
Okay, I'm waiting. Is it working for you guys?
It's just loading for me again.
Yeah, same. But
oh yeah, I think it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, the line's working.
There's somebody else on this one as well.
Yeah, someone just accessed it. Don't be like that. Please let us figure it out and then try it. Sorry. I know it's like, curiosity kills the cat, but hey, like.
Is it working for you guys?
Yeah, it seems to work. I'm trying to get closer to see.
Yeah, I think, but maybe it's like, let me just see the console. Do you think there's like some kind of error at some point?
There was an error in the beginning, but now I don't see any.
I can't even see myself. I'm so far behind in the people. But okay, I think we should like leave it at this, see if people have some questions, and then is there anything else you want to add to this, Marie, like before we
the thing is that I'm not sure we have more time.
So I just spoke to Anne on WhatsApp, and she said that they'd allotted 2 hours for this.
Okay.
So 3:30 to 4:30. So we have about half an hour still, but we can kind of stop stressing out our computers if we want, and do a little bit of hi hello to everybody, and then kind of get it going. So already I think is crashing a little bit.
Yeah, it started glitching also for me.
Yeah. Okay. Hi, Tim. Oh, wow. Tim is on the stream. This is big for me. Anushka, Tim Rodenbrook is on the stream.
Oh, hi.
Very exciting. Okay, we are almost done now because like we've lost steam and sometimes friends need to just relax also. So we'll just put the camera back on and like close this out a bit. Okay. So let us know if you guys want to ask us things in the chat because people didn't ask things in the chat earlier. And if someone's just joined now, we just did a fun PoseNet activity where we like overlaid each other and built a buffer to draw together on one frame, kind of. Oh, Jigyasu. um, so yeah. So this was about it. Marie, would you like? I don't know. Do you have anything that you'd like to share or something else, or like, what did you think about this crazy fun activity, or like, do you want to figure this project out a bit more in line with what you're doing otherwise with AI?
Yeah, I think it could be fun to like keep using those stuff, but it's like a more crafty version of what you can do with coding, and I feel it can be really nice for also interpreting later on with more options. And like it's already a really good start with this line. I feel like it's gonna be really funny. Also, like maybe people could make like typeface or something like that. Just like it could be just a tool to do something later on.
Yeah.
So it can
Okay,
be
I
really
think
fun.
maybe I'll remove the screen share and then everyone can see our wonderful faces. Stop the share. Yeah, okay, cool. So, okay, so that's about it. Do you have any other opinions about P5GS and AI and things like that? And then we can kind of close it out at that point. Or if you want to like talk about other things like code and love and friendship and etc. I don't know, like whatever you guys want to talk of, speak of, talk about.
I am getting thirsty because now you're drinking something nice.
Having coffee. Sorry. Okay.
It's okay.
Uh, okay. So we are done mostly. Should we ask Anne if that's okay?
Yeah, we could.
Okay. So if you guys want to know more about coding with friends, I just dropped the link here. And thank you.
I got the Twitch covered.
Oh, and Instagram.
Yes,
So
can we also
yeah, so
reach Marie later? People want.
I
Marie, would you
think
like to share?
I can, maybe I have her Instagram. This is Marie on Instagram. Are there any more links that people want us to reshare because you weren't able to access
Well,
them earlier?
except this one, I just have my website. It's like marimadonna.com. So
Yes.
namefamilyname.com, and I think that's all I have to share for now.
Cool. I think I shared all of the work links that you had mentioned earlier.
Yeah, probably already.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Does anyone know if there'll be a recording of today's session to rewatch it later? I think it should be around. If not, I'll post it on mine for sure. So, thanks for joining. And I don't know what you were expecting. Definitely, I didn't know what I was expecting, but I'm quite excited that it happened. And thanks Iterations for giving me this platform. It was super fun. And thanks Marie and Anushka for joining me on this
Yay.
Well, thank you.
crazy yeah, like this is like I'm the kind of friend who invites everybody and burns the pasta, so like that's the person I am. And so but I know everyone still has fun, so it's okay. uh the live stream will remain on YouTube. Okay, cool. And I'm sure you guys in the workshop already know about the other amazing programs that are happening and the wonderful lineup that Iterations has put together. So hang in there, and the other links are, I think, not this link but some other links specifically for the rest of the talk. So I don't know, do we want to push that here, or Divya? Okay, yes, someone has questions. Yes, please, Divya, question. Thanks everybody, whoever's been saying good things. Thank you so much. Oh, there's a fair bit of lag like between us talking and people seeing us.
Oh, I think, yeah. Yes.
So that's fun. Like, so that means that the person who joined in the beginning or the first video that loads, and then if more people join, the person in the back kind of fades away in a way.
Yeah, it's quite
Yes.
funny also to like we were actually not expecting having people coming right away. So I
Yeah.
feel it's also interesting. I was like, oh yeah, nice. So we're not alone anymore.
So this is a party that people wanted to join.
Yeah, coming at the party, the online one.
Oh, somehow it isn't getting sent. Okay, that's strange. Do you want to send it to me somewhere else? I don't know. Or to any of us somewhere else? If you know any one of us. But I really
Oh,
like, okay, so sorry, go
character
ahead,
limit.
please. Ah.
Maybe if the question is over that.
Mhm.
So what I really like about Postnet is that the estimation like has this very childlike behavior. Like sometimes it gets it, sometimes it doesn't. Uh, oh, okay. I'm sure there are in Netherlands, but there aren't any in India. And since you have an Indian name, I'm just kind of giving you an idea that don't come back here thinking you can do something in creative coding. At least not yet. Maybe in a couple of years. Yeah. Sorry, I was just finishing what I was saying about Postnet. So I find that childlike behavior is very interesting, and specifically like sometimes Nanditi and I, when we work with other artists who are using code for their work and we're helping them with the production, is to be able to play with whatever is available with the technology is far more enriching for us as an experience of producing it um, than making it exactly like they want. But I don't know, like I don't know if there are any other people in that same category or who have any opinions about it. But I don't know, Marie, like because you're a graphic designer, perhaps you're the right person to ask. But do you also feel that uh, do you still have that thing in your mind that it should look exactly how I'm thinking about it, or are you of the opinion that you're okay to play
No,
with it?
actually, no. I really like when it's not what I expect. I feel like there's this tiny surprise that is the thing I should keep, because it's good when it's always like well planned, but leaving us a room for something new and something unexpected is always going to be probably a bit better, because uh, if you got an idea, and having something unexpected is basically adding something creative from something you can't control. And like that's also what I really like with a lot of different techniques, like also printing. You have like, you don't really expect the color because you can use a different ink and it's not gonna be the same as on your screen. Coding, like AI, you basically like with the style gun, you have images that you can't even imagine having, and it's like this whole big surprise part that I really like. So I wouldn't say keep following everything, but like it's good to have a good base and then just play with what's happening.
Yeah. So we were with Be Fantastic, which is this organization in Singapore and India. They've been doing a lot of facilitation work for like makers and creators to sort of participate in with code. I'm just sharing this link below. It's not a semi plug, but like I just want you to see the artwork, Marie, and like this is like made with VQGAN, and then they've kind of built it into like with Photoshop into a larger artwork.
Yeah.
But what was interesting to hear from the artist who did this was she's herself she's an illustrator and animator, and and typically she's now senior enough to work with teams to like share their vision. So for she said that working with VQGAN was almost like giving your vision to the computer to try something with it, and then letting them try it, and then bringing it back to an artwork of your sort of aesthetic requirement. So do you also feel that way when you're working with some of these GAN tools, which are word based?
Yeah, totally. I really feel like it's the way it's working, and like I'm happy also. Like I didn't know. I'm really happy to have this link now. I will just save it. It's gonna be great. Thank you.
And actually, the question about the creative coding jobs is actually meant for you, because the person is based in Netherlands. So maybe.
Well, I just arrived in the Netherlands. Like I moved in last July.
Okay.
The only thing I could tell you and what I did is just like dare to ask the people you like or you would like to work with, because you never know. Maybe they will just take you for the job. Maybe they will take you for the internship, and it's always going to be a good experience just starting with at least trying the people you already like the work. And like, so I don't exactly know what that person would love to apply to, but just like dare to ask and see what happens.
Wow, dare to ask. That's a good one. Nice. Okay. So maybe there aren't any more questions. So I guess we'll wrap it up now and head over and have water or coffee or whatever else.
All right.
And yeah. Oh yeah, I think that like, okay, do you guys, are you also feeling a lag in Zoom, or is it okay for you and
I feel
Anushka?
a lagging computer here.
Okay, maybe that's because we are running so many things. Okay. Okay, so thanks so much again for joining, and both of you, and yay, creative coding, yay, iterations, excitement. Okay, so I guess everyone's got the links for the rest of the program. So enjoy your day and have a good weekend. Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you, everyone.
Bye. Should we just leave the Zoom and then and we'll close the stream? I don't know.
Yes.
Oh, okay. One more question has come in. What is it like teaching small kids P5JS online? Does anyone know any websites that offer for you to volunteer for them? Maybe we'll discuss it on our Telegram group, Jigyasu, because we are allowed here and there. Oh, but yes, FOSSACs. And what is that, Anushka? Mon School, maybe good
Yes,
places.
Mon.school.
Yes, we can leave the Zoom when we're ready. Yay. Okay, okay. Nice. Bye, guys.
Again.
Thank
Bye.
you so much.
Thank
Bye.
you.